Sure, honestly, it's far too early in the morning for this, but inspiration strikes when it strikes, and why do something later when you can do something right now? I mean, what is later, anyways? Like, who said later's promise? What if I die in an hour and I never get to make this video and I never put my thoughts out online for six people to watch? But anyways, today we're here to talk about analysis paralysis, and this is something I've suffered from greatly for a long, long time because I tend to get inside of my head a lot. I just think about like, okay, if I do this, what's gonna happen? If I do this, what's gonna happen? Oh shit! Like, but what if that happens? What if this happens? And then you plan accordingly for that, and then you plan, and you plan so much, you don't actually get anything done. You don't go through with any plan because you have so many plans, and then at the end of the day, you're like, oh shit! Like, which plan do I follow through? If I go through with this plan, I won't have time for that. If I do that, I won't. I won't have time for this. So that whole term was coined by I don't know who, but I only came across it a couple of days ago because I knew I was suffering from that. Right, I knew I was like just planning too much and never getting shit done. So the other day I was talking to someone who studied psychology, and they said, like we were just like talking about how people plan and get anxious about like their plans and all that, and she was like. That's called analysis paralysis. I'm like, whoa, that's a fantastic term. Gotta talk about that because how can I talk about something I don't know the term of to begin with, right? So what I'm trying to say is the way I got over this was by just doing shit, right? So this mainly comes from avoiding risk, right, or avoiding wanting to be wrong. So you plan so everything goes right and so on. But what you got to realize is you can never always be right, right? You are going to be wrong. Shit is going to get messed up sometimes, and it might as well because you'd rather regret doing something than not doing it, right? So Mark Zuckerberg says that move fast, break things. So the only way to actually grow, or the only way to actually make something, create something new, is to keep making mistakes, like trial and error. Like you got to do new shit, and you got to see what works. What doesn't work, fuck it off, do something new, and then keep going ahead with it. But what happens is this whole thing of anxiety and like, oh, I'm so anxious, I don't know, should I do it, should I not do it? Like, I don't know, I personally don't understand anxiety. Like, anxiety is like worrying about something you don't have control over, right? You're worrying about something in the future, but what you don't realize is what has happened is that is irrelevant. What is going to happen is not under your control, and what is happening now is the only thing that matters. Literally, the only thing you can control is what is happening now. The past is gone. What is the past? It is a thing of the past. Like, you cannot control it. Is it even real? No one knows. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's already done and dusted. Like, there's no reason for you to spend even one more second thinking about the past. Like, what is even happening in the past? Can you control it? No. Can you do something about it? No. What can you do from it? Just learn what happened, see why it went wrong, if something actually went wrong, and then you know take what you learn from it and apply it right now, not in the future, because who said the future is promised anyways? What's going to happen in the future? No one knows. Are you going to die? Are you going to become a millionaire? Are you going to become a failure or whatever? The future is irrelevant, right? And the future is shaped by what we do right now. So the only thing we can really focus on is what we do right now. So don't analyze and paralyze yourself. Just focus on what you want to do. Make one plan, right? Just make one plan. Okay, this is what I want to do. This is your end goal, right? So think about ways you can achieve that end goal. Now the problem is we get distracted with the baseline a lot. Now, I mean, now let's say, for example, I want to make $1 million, and then I get a job, right, to make the $1 million. Now I'm not saying the job will make me $1 million, but let's say that's one step I've taken to make the $1 million. Now I get so involved in this job that I forget that my whole point, my whole aim over here was to make the $1 million. Right? You lose track of what's really important. And from the job, you're like, okay, I'm too tired now. Like, let me go outside. Let me meet like my girlfriend. Or let me like meet my friends or whatever. Right? And then eventually, like that job becomes the center of your universe. Right? So you need to like sometimes take a step back and then tell yourself, okay, wait, this is what I actually wanted to do, and this is why I took up this job to whatever plan my finance better, make some money on the side, or just give me some time to think about what I want to do next. So when you remind yourself that okay, the goal is to make money over here, right? So I've got this job now. What else can I do to supplement this income to actually reach my goal? So what happens is when you do that, you stop crying about the little things, right? You stop crying about everything that's going wrong in your job or everything that's going on in your life, which is irrelevant, right? You can be like, oh, my manager's so shit, or oh my god, like there's so much work, or I don't like my work hours. All of that's irrelevant. What are you really here to do? make some money, right? So think about how you can really make money. If your manager shit, don't get in the manager's way. Don't don't talk to him, or don't him or her, whatever. Don't get in their way. Just do your own work. Just put your head down, do the work, go back, plan accordingly. Because you can't waste time thinking about all these little things like, oh, my colleagues are bitching about me, or oh, like, I don't like going to work, or my work hours are so long. So what? You signed up for it. What can you do now? The worst thing you can do is, okay, apply for some other jobs, and then maybe go to that job. But then again, you have to realize one thing: nothing's ever perfect, right? The grass is always greener. It's always going to look like, oh, that job's better. Oh my god, that person's having so much fun, and they're doing this, they're doing that. Yeah, they're doing all of it, but the only thing you're seeing is on social media or the stories they tell you, and most people cap like that out of their ass. So you should stop worrying about what everyone else is doing. And of course, comparison is the thief of joy. And but fuck joy over here. We're talking about our mission, right? So your mission can be anything, right? It can be to retire parents. It can be to make $1 million. And I know the examples I'm giving you are also very money centric. But what you need to realize is everything costs money. When I talk about money and people are like, oh, why do you always talk about money? Money should be the last thing on your mind. I say no, money should be the first thing on my mind, because everything costs money. You want to retire your parents, it costs money. You want to eat good food, it costs money. You want to drive a fast car, it costs money. You want to, okay, fine. Let's say you don't like where you stay, and you want to sell somewhere else, you want to get a job somewhere else. Even that costs money. Just moving to a new place costs money. Every single thing costs money. So what is so wrong with making money your primary motive over here, and then secondary, like everything else is secondary, right? So as long as your health is like good, you have a clear mind, a healthy body, and you have someone who loves you and cares for you. That's all that matters. I'm sorry. There's a helicopter that's going by. But anyways, all I'm saying is, bottom line, stop analyzing everything, because when you think, thinking is the biggest problem. Don't think. You want to do something, do it right now. Don't worry about what's going to happen. What's going to happen is not under your control, so why worry about it anyways, right? And who knows, you could learn something from it, or you could really be successful at it, right? There's so much that you don't know, and you spend all your free time thinking about what you don't know, when you could actually put to use what you do know, and then maybe learn something new out of it, or maybe make a career out of it, whatever your goal is. So the only way to stop suffering from analysis paralysis is to stop analyzing everything. Of course, it's good to plan. Of course, it's nice to have a plan and actually analyze and see the pros and cons of something, but not to the point where you start going crazy and don't get anything done. So I hope you guys stop analyzing everything, and I hope you guys get shit done.